Alright, hey everyone. In today's video on EA's College Football 26, we're going to be playing a 12-team high school playoff bracket. I saw this picture posted on Max Prep's Instagram, and while we'll never see this in real life, I thought, let's sim it in college football. So without further ado, here's the bracket that we'll be looking at along the way. For our very first matchup, we'll have Centennial from California taking on Edna Carr in Louisiana. The winner will face Carleton from Georgia. And we also have Bishop Gorman getting a first round bye there from Nevada. And the winner of Santa Margarita in California or Grimsley in North Carolina will play them. Our next matchup is St. Thomas Atkins from Florida taking on Buford from Georgia. And the winner of that will play Southlake Carroll, who has a first round bye. Our next first round bye is St. Francis Academy from Maryland. And they will be taking on the winner from IMG Academy in Florida against Mater Dei in California. All right, first game. Centennial's taking the long trip from California all the way out to Louisiana to play Edna Carr. Who will win? All right, with 1:46 to go, Edna Carr is trailing. They need a big pickup, but they're in Centennial territory. It's caught. Oh, he's working up the field. Oh, and he's going to get down. It looks like around the 6. They got to hurry up. All right, they get up to the line. This needs to be a touchdown right here. Ooh. Oh, is he in? And they're going to rule him down at the 1. Time is ticking. It might be less than 1 minute. He snaps the ball, looks, and he's in for the touchdown. All right, Edna Carr is really, really hoping right here. Extra point is good. All right. If Centennial covers his onside kick, I would say the game's over. Edna Carr really needs to get this onside kick right now. And Centennial is going to cover it. I think this game's over. I think Centennial is now just going to... I think they might have to run... They're going to run a couple more plays. Edna Carr got 2 timeouts. It's not looking good for them, but it is possible. All right, so just a 1-yard run. It's 2nd and 9. I mean, they're just really going to try and drain off the clock. And now another run, and they're going to be stopped at the line as timeout by Edna Carr. 3rd and 11, so I guess they did lose 2 yards. 1 minute, 1 second left. Edna Carr needs a big stop right here. He's going to... And they stop him, okay? And they will not... Oh, they already used their final timeout. All right, he's going to kick a field goal. And, I mean, if he makes this, this is pretty much just over for Edna Carr. And it's up and looks good, but refs say no good. Okay, Edna Carr has a chance in this game. I mean, they have 15 seconds left. All right, and I would just maybe do like, oh, he's scrambling, and incomplete. That just drained 5 seconds off the clock. They have 10 seconds. Might do 2 Hail Marys here, I guess. And he's just going to throw that away. This is just 5 seconds left. I would say this game's pretty much over unless they can do a Hail Mary. But the past 2 times, he's just had to throw it away. All right. He gets good pocket clean and Hail Mary and incomplete. But there is a flag. There is a flag. Pass interference. They might... Oh, it's on the offense. Yeah, this is Centennial's game as they are going to move on to face Carrollton. All right, next up we got Santa Margarita from California traveling to North Carolina to face Grimsley. Here we go. All right. Grimsley is down, but they are driving. They need a touchdown right here, and it's dropped. Okay. 2nd and 10. They got 1:37. All they do is just, got a touchdown. And Santa Margarita is trying to play defense, which they've been playing great this entire game. All right, 3rd and 4. I mean, if you stop them right here, They'll probably kick the field goal, just get 3 points out of the way. All right, snaps it. And they get the first down. All right, I would say they got plenty of time. They do probably have to receive that onside kick. They only have 1 timeout left. So it's not like they have the 3 timeouts. And they don't need a onside kick. All right, throw to the end zone. Wasn't able to get it. All right, 2nd and 10. Looks like the 6-yard line's about the first down. But they need points, really. And touchdown, Grimsley. In the end zone, number 3. All right, now what they need to do, kick an extra point. And then go for the onside kick. They still have hope in this game, but if Santa Margarita, all they got to do is just get this onside kick, and they do. They recover, and I think they should just be able to take a knee, and they will be moving on. Grimsley, the only North Carolina team, will be out first round, but congratulations to Santa Margarita. We've now had 2 California teams take a dub in this first round. All right, next we have St. Thomas Atkins from Florida taking on Buford from Georgia. Who will win? And with 11 seconds left, Buford has the ball. St. Thomas Atkins has 2 timeouts left, but I'm going to say this is not looking good for them. It looks like Buford will be moving on. They're just going to run some plays, and they need to stop him, and he's going to get the first down. So they're going to call a timeout, but I really don't think it's going to matter. 6 seconds left. They got the first down. They're just going to take a knee, and I don't think St. Thomas Atkins will use their last timeout. And there we go. Buford will pick up the W, and they will move on. So congratulations to them. All right, next up, it is the matchup that will feed households. It's IMG Academy against Mater Dei. And while I wish I could say this was going to be a good matchup, it was not. IMG completely controlled the entire game. So they will be moving on. All right, so this is what the bracket's looking like so far as we move on to the second round. Our second round matchups will be Centennial from California taking on Carleton from Georgia. Bishop Gorman will take on Santa Margarita. Buford will play South Lake Carroll. And St. Francis Academy and IMG will play. And no, IMG cannot opt out of this one. All right, with 1 minute, 49 seconds to go, Carleton is up by 2 scores, and they have the ball. And they're about to cross into Centennial territory. This is not looking good for the Huskies. And that first down basically seals it, as Centennial will use their second timeout. They only got 1 left. They need a lot to go in their favor so far. Carrollton's looking, while it is kind of a low-scoring game, they had that week rest. All right, and Centennial will use their final timeout as it's 2nd and 5, and basically Centennial needs some funky stuff to happen. They need Carleton to fumble, and the quarterback's going to run it, and he'll get a yard. It's 3rd and 4, and Carleton's going to run it down to about the minute mark, and we'll see what they do. Going to run it. If he gets a first down, this game is over for Centennial, as I think they're just going to take a knee, and Carleton will move on. Centennial's run is over in this bracket. All right, next up we have Bishop Gorman taking on Santa Margarita. Bishop Gorman got that first round bye. Let's see how Santa Maria can help take them down. All right, this is a really good game, and they get the first down. And Bishop Gorman is in Santa Margarita territory now. They could really just run down this clock. Santa Margarita does have all 3 timeouts. So, their defense just needs to stop Bishop Gorman. I mean, they're at the 21-yard line. They're just moving it down the field. As Santa Margarita, I mean, they need a good stop because then they can win this game and cause a huge upset. And he caught that. They're down at the 1. Honestly, if I'm Santa Margarita, I just let them score and then go down the field and, use my 3 timeouts because, all right, timeout taken by Bishop Gorman. All right, they're setting it up. They're going to run it, and he's in for the touchdown. Bishop Gorman now has a lead on this game. Number 6, and the extra point is good. So Santa Margarita needs a touchdown. They got all 3 timeouts. 55 seconds. They're not out of it yet. They basically controlled this. Well, it's been back and forth, but, I mean, they were looking really good. Looks like he's going to be brought down around the 20. 19, okay. 52 seconds left on the clock. The stadium is rocking. They're dealing with the stadium pressure, and that will use one of their timeouts. At the 26, they have to go 74 yards. Pass over the middle, complete. Looks like he's down at the 40, and they use their second timeout. With only 1 timeout left, I mean, it's not looking good right now. Bishop Gorman needs to, stop them if they want to win this game. And will he get out of bounds? Did he get out of bounds? Okay, I think he did. And oh no, he didn't. So they're probably going to clock it right now. All right, they clock it. I mean, they got 49 yards to go to get a touchdown with 1 timeout left. I would just throw to the end and caught over the middle. And they will use their final timeout. 29 seconds left. I mean, maybe do a Hail Mary now. All right, good. Got out of bounds. All right, 31 yards to go. Bishop Gorman needs to play good defense, and that's what they needed to do. Huge sack at the moment. Santa Margarita cannot stop the clock. Bishop Gorman's defense showed up when it counted most. Huge sack for them. And Santa Maria might not even get a snap off. And they do. I think they're just going to send up 1 Hail Mary if he could find a guy. And another sack. Bishop Gorman takes the win. All right, next up we have Buford taking on South Lake Carroll. And if I was Buford, I'd be a little worried because the 2 teams that had a first-round bye just picked up dubs. All right, with 1 minute left, South Lake Carroll is at the 42. If they can get into the end zone and kick the extra point, this game's over, but Buford sacks the quarterback. South Lake Carroll has 1 timeout left, and they're choosing not to use it. So they're hoping that they can get something going on this 2nd and 12. I mean, that's 10 seconds that just ran off the clock. Let's see if they can get it into the end zone. Buford's defense needs to step up. And that's a first down, out of bounds, 25 seconds left. They're at the 28. This is not looking good for Buford. South Lake Carroll might come up with the win here. Pass and another completed pass. First down. They will use their final timeout. 22 seconds left. They're at the 12. Buford, they got to hope they miss this extra point if they do get into the end zone. And that was a shot, and it was incomplete. 2nd and 10. I mean, Buford's put up a fight. South Lake Carroll looking to come back, and the quarterback, and he caught it, flag, but there is a flag. Ooh, that does not help. 3rd and 10. That could have been the game ender. Let's see. Sack. sack, and the clock might just drain out. They might get one play off. Next, it is 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Buford's defense comes up in the end, sacks the quarterback. They're moving on to the next round. What an underdog story. All right, next up we have St. Francis Academy against IMG Academy. And no, IMG cannot back out of this one. Who will move on to play Buford? And wow, these two teams have given us a game. And that's not enough for the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4, St. Francis Academy. If they drain this clock down, score a touchdown, they will just narrowly escape IMG Academy. And that's a first down. It is 1st and goal. Looks like at the 5 or 6. 52 seconds left. St. Francis could win this game all right here. And there's a flag. And let's see who it's on. And it looks like it's going to be on IMG. So that is definitely hurting IMG. They cannot afford to get St. Francis even closer to the goal line, as that will be moved up to the 3. I mean, 1st and goal at the 3. This looks like it's just going to be a shoe-in for, and IMG stops St. Francis. So, I mean, honestly, I wish they would have played this game in real life. I wonder if it would have went like this. All right, well, that backs them up to the 5, a little over to 5, and with pretty much 30 seconds left, caught and brought down. It is 3rd and goal. IMG's defense is working overtime. And he'll pass, and it's out of the back of the end zone. Okay, now St. Francis has a decision, and looks like they're going to go for a field goal. And IMG is going to ice them. They're going to try and ice them. So it looks like they're going to try and go for a field goal just to send this game into overtime. It is good. All right. Well, IMG, they have 2 timeouts with 14 seconds. So I would say, and they're a good football team. So they might be able to manage, but the stadium pulse, I mean, St. Francis, this is in Baltimore, St. Francis. So it's definitely working against them. And it looks like they're just going to run it. And they'll use their second timeout. 9 seconds left. I mean, if they could try and get into field goal range. And over the middle, they'll use their last timeout. Yeah, I think this game will probably go into overtime. All right, he drops back to pass. Sending up a Hail Mary all the way to the end zone, and it will be incomplete. We got an overtime. All right, St. Francis is going to start off our overtime. They're going to start at the 25. This is going to be by college rules. And that's a first down. Wow. I mean, if they keep playing like that, IMG needs to stop them with the defense. If IMG can stop them, get the ball, as long as they score a touchdown, they win, and that's a nice stop by IMG. All right, St. Francis, 2nd and 10. Let's see what they're going to draw up. All right, it's going to be a pass play, caught, and he is wide open. End zone. St. Francis just went up. All right, kicking the field goal. Or extra point, I'm sorry. All right, and it is good. 35-28. All right, IMG, all they need to do is score. Then they get the ball if they score, and then they stop St. Francis. They should have this game wrapped up. They will also start at the 25, and wow, right away, high-powering IMG offense scores a touchdown. All right, IMG, that high-powering offense scores a touchdown first play. Now looking to get the extra point, tie this game up once again, and it is good. We're going into a double overtime. All right, IMG will start off with, they'll get the ball back. So let's see if this high-powering offense can get something going. And they're going to run it, and it will be a loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Hey, St. Francis defensive coordinator is on their ass. And pass play, he's good, and looks like he'll get back 6 yards. 3rd and 5. This is a huge 3rd down. Because if they don't get this, I mean, and he'll get it. He's good. He looks like he got 6, 7 yards. 6, 7. All right, 1st and 10 for IMG. Looking to get into that end zone. Pass and intercepted by St. Francis. Defense stops their high-powering offense. They have a chance to win this game now. All they have to do is score. So big, huge interception at this point of the game. All right, they will start at the 25. Pass play, caught. He's going to get about 4 yards, looks like, or they give him 5. 2nd and 5. Just 20 more yards, and they have this game wrapped up, and they're moving on. And throw, caught, touchdown. St. Francis is moving on. So they stopped IMG with that huge interception, as they will move on to play Buford. All right, now we look at the bracket here. We have 2 Georgia teams in the Final Four, Carleton and Buford, along with Nevada's Bishop Gorman and Maryland's St. Francis Academy. Let's get into Carleton versus Bishop Gorman. All right, so this really wasn't that much of a game. Bishop Gorman pretty much controlled the entire game, as they'll be moving on to the finals. All right, now we have Buford against St. Francis Academy. The Cinderella story of Buford. Will they move on to the finals, or will St. Francis put a stop to that? And Buford's pretty much controlled this game, but St. Francis needs a touchdown, and that is intercepted. Buford has pretty much controlled this game, and if St. Francis had any hope, they needed to get that. They needed to get that touchdown. All right, and Buford, I think that they're just going to take a knee, run out the clock, as Buford and Bishop Gorman will be your final 2. So Buford, the 6th seed, they might win it all. All right, here's a final look at the final bracket. You have Bishop Gorman all the way out from Las Vegas, Nevada, taking on Georgia's Buford. All right, with 2 minutes and 41 seconds left, Buford is trailing, but if they get a touchdown here and 2-point conversion, that ties the game up. Just going to run it off, all right. Let's see what they're going to do here. He steps back to pass, and that is caught, and it's going to be just short of a 1st down, 3rd and 1. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. We're back from the 2-minute warning. I skipped the 2-minute warning. All right, run it, and that's a 1st down and a little bit more. Takes them out to the 49. They're just entering in Bishop Gorman's territory. Now, if we know anything about the Bishop Gorman defense, you know that they step up in the moments that matter the most. All right, they're at the 50. 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Pass over the middle, and it is caught for a 1st down. All righty. They are at the 36. Drops back to pass, passes over to the side, and he steps out of bounds, but they were going to get to him. Smart move there. They're at the 11-yard line. 1 minute, 22 seconds left. They might tie this game up. He's scrambling, and sack. Bishop Gorman's defense knows when to make the big play, and they have just sacked Buford's quarterback. Time's ticking. They're not using their timeout. I mean, it's 2nd and 17. They're at the 18. So, I mean, you don't really have to necessarily use that last timeout. All right. Pass caught over the middle. Looks like he'll be brought down around the 12 or the 13. 45 seconds left. The show in the stadium. This is actually taking in Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. So no team has a home advantage. All right. 30 seconds left. pass, and it is caught. Buford touchdown in double coverage. All right, they're lining up for the 2-point conversion to tie this game up, to possibly send it into overtime, and Bishop Gorman stops the run. I mean, Bishop Gorman has pretty much just wrapped up this game. They will probably most likely be your champions unless Buford can get this onside kick. And they will not. Bishop Gorman are your national champions. They're just going to take a knee. 21-19. Congratulations, Bishop Gorman. They had a first-round bye. And then I guess that really helped them as they take down the Cinderella story of Buford. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I love doing this video. Congrats to Bishop Gorman as they pull off a huge win and they are champions. So, yeah. Hey, just make sure to like and subscribe, and maybe I'll do more of these videos. All right, guys. See ya.